Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Puppeteer has no future. Eat the string fruit. Chapter 21. What are these things? Wang Jiji was shocked. Before he could react, the sword saint puppet had already slashed towards Wang Jiji's face with a sword. In a hurry, he had to raise the big axe to resist. Bang! The sound of metal colliding sounded. The powerful power of the sword saint puppet directly shook out the giant axe in Wang Jiji's hand. It rotated in the air and finally plunged deep into the soil. Finished. Wang Jiji's face was like ashes, and the power he was proud of was absolutely inferior. With his personal strength alone, there is no chance of victory at all. Is that the only way to use that? Originally, he was going to kill Su Wanning to prevent her from having any protective treasures. But now he is about to be gazed. Wang Jiji couldn't care so much. Quickly took out a parchment scroll from his arms and unfolded it. Flaming Pillar Scroll, launch. As an offensive scroll that is barely on the gold of the ranks, this one alone is worth millions of dragon coins. Rumble. A fiery pillar of fire erupted from the scroll and rushed towards the sword saint puppet in front of it. The scorching air wave has increased the temperature of the surrounding space a lot. -7,562. After shrouding this sword saint puppet in flames, he didn't have time to see if he had burned this guy. He turned around and tried to flee. Because at this moment, the other four-headed sword saint puppets had already killed all his teammates. If you don't go anymore, it's too late. However, the sword saint puppet that was bombarded by the scroll rushed out of the flames with the scorched black joints that had been exposed. Yikes. -3,890. -3,753. Then, with two understated swords, he directly buried the silver professional in the wild wolf plain. At the same time, the joints on its body are now wrapped with white silk threads. It's been repaired constantly. +20, +20, +20, +20. ... This is exactly the repair skill that comes with the sword saint puppet. Only 10 breaths or so have passed. The squad that came to attack and kill Su Wanning was completely destroyed. After the battle of the electric flint is over, the crowd came to the dead people. After seeing the appearance clearly, Wu Bo looked ugly and muttered in a low voice. It's him, Giant Axe Wang Jiji. It seems that this guy should be coming for you, miss. After Su Wanning heard this, the expression on her face did not change much. It can be seen from the combat power of these black-robed people just now. The strength is definitely not weak. Such a squad is most likely to come at her. As for why Wu Bo was so sure right away, it is because the person behind Wang Jiji has a lot of festivals with her father. Su Wanning turned her head and said to Qin Yi apologetically, "Qin Yi, big brother, thank you for saving my life again. And let your puppet suffer such serious injuries. Such a powerful puppet must be expensive, right?" Qin Yi said casually. "It's okay. This puppet is actually not expensive." For the first time that the sword saint puppet had been damaged so badly. Qin Yi doesn't matter. In total, a sword saint puppet is the manufacturing price of a little over 10,000 dragon coins. Just the harvest of this hunt, conservatively estimated to be able to produce thousands of heads. So even if it's all damaged, there's nothing to feel sorry for. Not to mention that the sword saint golem also has an automatic repair function. It's just that this sudden event also gave Qin Yi a wake-up call. Next time, it's best to stock up on more puppets in the storage space and get a few hundred. In this way, there is a direct replacement of damage. Wheel Wars, tired opponents. After all, the puppeteer only has a limit on the number of puppets that can be manipulated at the same time. For manufacturing, there are no other requirements. Hear Qin Yi say this. Su Wanning's eyes were about to release stars. Yes, he's so gentle. The more powerful the puppet's puppet, the more expensive it is. This is known to all. Very simple truth. The body material of the puppet is not good, how can it resist the powerful skill? However, Qin Yi said it was not expensive. I must not want to make myself feel guilty. Su Wanning's eyes were red. I want to say something but I don't know where to start. Qin Yi was stunned when he saw this scene. Did I say anything serious just now? How did this Nico become like this? Wu Bo also saw that the atmosphere was a little embarrassing, and quickly came out of the circle. Ahem. Miss, let's return to Nanjong first. Quote. That person really dared to do something to you, and now it's no longer safe in the wild. We must return to report this matter to the head of the family as soon as possible. Only then did Su Wanning come to her senses. Well, that's it. Qin Yi on the side has already begun to search for the equipment and materials that these professionals have exposed after their deaths. These raiders were all killed independently, and the natural loot should also be their own. Congratulations on harvesting the equipment light pattern big axe. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations on harvesting the equipment binding spirit ball. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations on harvesting the golden burning stone 10. Close black lens bracket. ... Look at these high value equipment and materials being stored in their storage space one by one. Qin Yi couldn't help but sigh. Good fellow, it's really a man who has no windfall and no wealth, and a horse without night grass and no fat. After returning to Nanjong Cheng, Su Wanning was going to see her father. Sai said goodbye to Qin Yi for a while. Qin Yi, on the other hand, went straight to the largest trading house in Nanjong Cheng. In the hall, Qin Yi strode in. A good-looking receptionist immediately greeted him. Hello sir, what are your needs? I'm going to sell some materials, equipment, and then buy some items. Hearing Qin Yi's answer, the receptionist smiled and nodded. Okay sir, I'll arrange an appraiser for you. Please go to the A05 box and wait. In the dimly lit box, Qin Yi waited quietly. Soon, the gate opened. An appraiser in a suit walked in. Immediately said respectfully, hello, what do you need to sell? The service attitude is good. Qin Yi didn't talk nonsense either, and directly waved his hand. This time, all the materials I wanted to sell appeared on the table. Except for a few pieces of equipment that can be worn, almost all of the gains this time are here. Looking at the mountains of objects, the appraiser was also taken aback. Good guys, there's a little too much of this stuff too. Actually, so many things inside. The harvest of the secret realm can only be regarded as a small head, and the pile of people who came to kill Su Wanning behind. What's in the storage space is the big head. This is equivalent to the entire accumulation of those few of them. Surely no less. Appraisers constantly calculate the value of each item. Since the amount of materials on the market fluctuates, these things are completely one price a day. Equipment prices jump even more. The gap between attributes and effects, as well as the difference in the demand for class equipment, can greatly affect the final price. The appraiser kept counting and became more and more frightened. Good guys, there's quite a bit of equipment in there. A few pieces add up to have a side effect. It is clear that it did not burst from inside the copy, but was ripped off someone else's. This young man is not simple. In particular, there are even equipment with a level of 20 and above that only silver professionals can wear. What this says is self-evident. However, the appraiser did not ask a word more. Those who do this line of work, there is no benefit to talking more. Be absolutely tight-lipped about what your guests are selling. Otherwise, if the reputation is damaged, it will be difficult to recover. Customers can choose a different trading house. About half an hour or so later, the appraiser who finished the record used a small black box to type out the sales list of Qin Yi this time. Hello customer, this is a one-time purchase price given by our trading house, please take a look. Where there are items that can be auctioned, they have already been marked on the back. It is up to you to decide which trading method you choose. Qin Yi nodded, took the paper. See that the final overall transaction price is 25.3 million dragon coins. This number is much more than he imagined. When he had just awakened to the profession, he was still a poor boy who had to eat carefully. In the blink of an eye, he obtained such a large fortune. It's really impermanent. He has just awakened his profession, and the speed of attracting gold is so terrifying. No wonder everyone says that top professionals can live a life of drunken gold as long as they want to. Qin Yi used to think it was exaggerated. Now I find that I have not reached that level and my imagination is insufficient. I chose to sell them all. Thought about it for a moment. Qin Yi decided to sell them all directly. The appraiser said that it can be hung for auction, and it is indeed possible to sell for a higher price. But it is also possible that due to market fluctuations, you will end up waiting for half a day and selling less. Now is the critical period for strength improvement. Qinyi needs a lot of money to strengthen itself in a timely manner. As long as you get a stronger puppet, why can't you earn more wealth? This will only lead to a virtuous circle. There is no need to waste time running around and doing this and that for that little difference. This will be a small mistake. As for this price, perhaps different trading houses will fluctuate a little bit in the pricing of some materials. Qinyi doesn't matter anymore. This gap is pitiful, generally so many objects. The fluctuation will not exceed 100,000 dragon coins. People make money by trading volume. Such a large trading house, as long as it kills customers once, the loss is immeasurable. The man in the suit was so happy to see Qinyi. He was even more curious about the handsome young man in front of him. Okay, sir, then I'll settle for you right away. Soon, 25.3 million dragon coins were credited to Qinyi's account. Listen to our receptionist. Sir, do you still need to buy something? Qinyi nodded, and then said what he needed. That's right, I want to buy some puppeteer skill books that black iron grade professionals can learn. The surprise on the suit man's face flashed. Judging by the item that Qinyi just sold, the young man in front of him should at least be a silver professional. But now you actually want to buy a black iron grade puppet skill book. Is it for someone else? The man in the suit immediately took out a tablet, clicked on it and handed it to Qinyi. Sir, the black iron puppeteer skill book above our trading house is here. You watch slowly. After Qinyi took it, he carefully examined the introduction of the puppeteer skill book above. Well, let's pick a remote puppet first. The battles in the Wolf Plain and the Uncharted Realm made Qinyi feel that he had to supplement the puppet's long-range means. Combining near and far, in order to play better cooperation and burst out stronger combat effectiveness. Inside the black iron grade puppet, there are not many long-range effects. Qinyi quickly went through it all. Since it is remote, the need to have range skills must be met. And then the higher the lethality, the better. This is good. Golem. Fireball Mage. Durability. 1200. Power. 80. Agility. 90. Spirit. 120. Endurance. 65. Skills. Serial Fireball, Flame Incineration. Combat Power Rating. 6 stars. This is the attribute of the Fireball Mage after it is created. Although it seems to be weaker than the Sword Saint puppet, I don't know how much. But once Qinyi learns, this skill will change dramatically. You must know that the battle puppet before the transformation into the Sword Saint puppet, the 4-dimensional attribute is not even more than 50. In terms of price, it is 4.3 million dragon coins. It's not cheap. After all, this puppet art belongs to the kind of relatively top skill book in the black iron class. In addition, any skill book itself is more expensive. So this price is also reasonable. Qinyi did not hesitate to put the skill book into the shopping cart. Next, take a look at the melee-style puppets. Although the strength of the Sword Saint puppet is not bad, after all, the strength of its predecessor, the battle puppet, is too weak. Being able to become so strong is entirely a credit to the fruit of the thread. If the original puppet is stronger, it will definitely be able to get a greater improvement. Qinyi's gaze kept browsing. Among the black iron level puppets, there are the most simple melee puppets. Therefore, it also takes a certain amount of time to flip through. However, at this stage, melee range is also easier to match. To the later ranks, there are puppets of the type of puppets that can use realms and forbidden spells. Qinyi estimated that at that time, plus the blessing of the thread fruit, the army of puppets is completely worthy of an army of a large group of top professionals. Got it. After about 10 minutes of rummaging, Qinyi finally found a melee puppet of his choice. Golem. Skeleton Warrior. Durability. 1800. Power. 130. Agility. 95. Spirit. 78. Endurance. 95. Skills. White Bone Defense. Combat Power Rating. 7 stars. A glance at the price was almost 5.5 million dragon coins. Qin Yi's right eyelid jumped. Good guy, now I find that this profession is really not something that ordinary people can play around. The price of these 2 skill books alone is almost 10 million dragon coins. And that's not even the cost. If there is no thread fruit strengthening, I want to break through that werewolf ghost secret realm. These puppets have to damage dozens of them. No wonder, the world now does not have a high evaluation of professions such as puppeteers. This special one is not careful, the loan is normal. There really is no future. However, this is only for others. With the skill book, it is natural to buy all the materials needed to make the puppet. Qin Yi followed the required materials for the 2 skill books. Click add with 1 click. Well, it costs 300,000 dragon coins to craft a fireball mage puppet, while a skeleton warrior costs 400,000. This is really burning money. Let's prepare 15 of each. Although Qin Yi can only control 10 puppets at the same time, the number will increase in the future. If it is damaged, it can be repaired in the first time. After all, it is foreseeable that after the improvement of the line fruit, the strength of these 2 puppets must be extremely terrifying. 340,000 to buy cannon fodder of this level. Raising the price dozens of times has earned blood, okay. Everything you need is purchased after you have done it. Qin Yi took a look at the total price required above. That's a total of 20.3 million dragon coins. Most of the money that just arrived was spent. But Qin Yi didn't feel much distress. Money is left and does not make money. Compared to these things outside the body, the improvement of strength will make people happy. After clicking purchase, Qin Yi handed the tablet back to the man in the suit. After seeing the above list, the man in the suit looked more respectful on his face. Okay, I'll prepare it for you. With that, the man in the suit turned his head and left the box. After a few moments, he came back breathless. After placing 2 shining skill books and a whole bunch of materials on the table. Sir, you order. There is no mistake. Qin Yi glanced at it and found that the items were complete. Satisfied said, no problem, that's it. You stand down. Good guest, if you need anything, feel free to ring the call bell on the side. Duh. The door closed again. Only Qin Yi was left in the empty box. So, let's learn these 2 skill books first. Qin Yi placed his palm on it. The 2 skill books instantly bloomed with dazzling light, and then penetrated directly into Qin Yi's skin. Congratulations on your successful skill learning, Fireball Mage Puppet Art. Congratulations on your successful learning skills, Skeleton Warrior Puppet Art. Due to the ability of the thread fruit, your skill Fireball Mage Puppet Technique transforms into Flame Saint Envoy Puppet Art. Due to the ability of the thread fruit, your skill Skeleton Warrior Puppet transformation into Death Knight Puppet Art. Really, the names of the Flame Saint Envoy and the Death Knight sound very powerful. Let's start manufacturing. Qin Yi's hands moved as if according to some procedure. A powerful spiritual force connected all the materials on the table. Countless thin threads are used as a link to join together. Soon, an old mage dressed in white and red, with a fire cloud pattern printed on it, and holding a wooden staff, appeared in the box. Golem. Flame Angel. Durability. 9,980. Power. 410. Agility. 450. Spirit. 760. Endurance. 470. Skills. Pillar of Flame, Flaming Fire, Flame Storm, Auto Repair. Combat Power Rating. 30 stars. Pillar of Flame. Unleash a pillar of flame from bottom to top on the ground in the target area, and the raging flames will devour the enemy. Burning Fire. Inflicts indelible fire on all enemies in front of you, continuously causing incineration damage. Flame Storm. Unleashes a thick fireball that constantly ejects between enemies. Automatic Repair. The body with mysterious thin lines in the body will recover 20 durability points per second. Seeing this attribute, Qin Yi's eyes lit up. Sure enough, I didn't let myself down. A remotely exported mage puppet has more HP than a sword saint. Not to mention the output capability. There is no level between the two. The evaluation of combat power is as high as 30 stars, which is terrifying. Well, create all 15 flame saints in one go. Just do what you say. The light in the dim box kept shining. One after another, the Flame Saint envoys were quickly created. A moment later, 15 flame envoys soon appeared in front of Qin Yi's eyes. The hot fire emitted by the orb on the staff raised the surrounding temperature a lot. Next, it's time to create the Death Knight. Thin wires entangle with the material. A huge creature 3 meters tall and almost reaching the ceiling of the box appeared in Qin Yi's field of vision. The black, torn cloak hangs under the shoulders. The thick white bones were also stained with a blood red and almost transparent flesh and blood skin. A rusty heavy sword with a width of nearly half a meter dragged on the ground, looking very mad. Golem. Death Knight. Durability. 18,523 18,523. Power. 880. Agility. 623. Spirit. 421. Endurance. 925. Skills. Giant Sword Berserk Slash, White Bone Armor, Automatic Repair. Combat Power Rating. 38 stars. Giant Sword Fury Slash. The Death Knight gathers the strength of his whole body on his hands and slashes forward. White Bone Armor. Has extremely hard bone, resists the upcoming attack by 150 points. Automatic Repair. The body with mysterious thin lines in the body will restore 40 durability points per second. This is a complete numerical weirdo. When Qin Yi saw this attribute, he was a little confused. With nearly 20,000 HP points, it is much meatier than the boss monster of the werewolf ghost leader. And there is also the powerful skill of White Bone Armor, and the attributes of the Meat Shield are revealed. But with strong defense and HP, strong power also represents the output ability of Terror. This thing, proper mobile fortress. The Flame Angel cooperates with the Death Knight. His own army of puppets has also begun to take shape. Qin Yi is very satisfied with the harvest of this trip. Soon, the remaining 14 Death Knights were refined. South Zhongcheng, inside a huge manor study. A middle-aged man with a national character face was furious. Damn Zhong Shantai. Dare to make a move on my daughter. I must rip him off and cramp, so I can't die well. Angry roars resounded in the study. Let Wu Bo on the side tremble. Father, don't be angry. My daughter isn't standing here well. Su Wan shook Su Tianai's arm and said coquettishly. This calmed Su Tianai's mood a lot. He looked helplessly at his favorite daughter. Can I not be angry? This is a matter of principle. Quote. Disaster to the family. He Zhong Shantai dares to make a move against my daughter. He must be prepared to bear my endless anger. I dare not think if you died in the wild. That's right, Wanning. You said that a silver professional attacked you, so how did you escape in the end? Did you use that life-saving scroll? Su Tianai turned his head and asked suspiciously. This question directly made Su Wanning fall into memories. Qin Yi's figure resurfaced in his mind. After 2 breaths, he responded with a red face. It was a professional leveling in the wild who saved us. He is a puppeteer, and the puppets under him are very strong. That silver professional is no match either. What the? How coincidental it is. It's just that these words made Su Tianai's heart a little more puzzled. You just said that he was leveling up in the wild wolf plain, and that his puppets were able to kill silver professionals. It seems a bit paradoxical. Black iron grade leap kill silver. Could it be that that puppeteer is a Tianjiao of the legendary profession? Is he a poison puppeteer, or a holy fire puppeteer? Of these 2 puppeteers, one can make the manipulation puppet attach highly toxic attributes. An indelible flame that can be attached to it and burn constantly. If the puppeteer has enough financial resources, it is not impossible to consume a large number of puppets and pile up and kill that silver professional. Su Wanning shook her head. I don't know, Qin Yi Big Brother has a skill to prevent others from probing. No one knows what his profession really is. However, the puppet sword technique manipulated by Qin Yi Big Brother is extremely superb. Even more powerful than many powerful professionals with swords of scene. The puppet's sword technique is amazing. This information echoed in Su Tianai's mind many times. But I can't always search for the right profession. But it's normal. There are so many professions in the world. Even for the same occupation, the distribution of attribute points is different, and the skill learning is different. There will also be a huge difference in the way you fight. Master of the family, that Qin Yi seems to be the same awakened professional as the young lady. Wu Bo on the side saw that Su Waning's words did not fully reflect Qin Yi's terribleness, so he reminded again. What the? Su Tianai's pupils widened. The face was filled with disbelief. That is to say, the person awakens for only 1 day. Already able to kill a silver professional by leapfrogging the level. Nan Zhongcheng has never appeared such a terrible Tianzhao. Qin Yi. Qin Yi ideographic period. Quote. Su Tianai whispered his name in his mouth while constantly pacing back and forth in the study. Even a silver professional who wins with the number of puppets is incredible. Perhaps, it's a brand new puppet legend class. With such talents, it is absolutely a beautiful thing to be able to build good relationships. Ahem. Wu Bo coughed twice. Master of the family, little brother Qin Yi did not rely on the number of puppets to kill. His puppet killed that silver professional almost instantly. Su Tianai's face completely froze. At this moment, he really wants to say, "Don't you have a fever, right? A professional who has awakened for less than a day, you say that the manipulation objects under his command can easily kill silver professionals. Is there still such a bull in this world?" But seeing his daughter didn't react much, he understood that what Wu Bo said was true. This strong man who has great influence in Nan Zhongcheng couldn't help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. This kind of Tianzhao, in time, will definitely be able to step on the top of the great Xia kingdom. If you can meet in the wild, it is a great good cause. We must seize this opportunity to connect with this person named Qin Yi. Even just being a regular friend is wonderful. Su Tianai, who was extremely experienced in dealing with people, immediately said decisively. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.